Yeah, people ask me this question all the time. I always wonder where to start. I think the easy answer is I've run a series of businesses with my best mate of about 30 years, and our lives are designed to allow us to do whatever it is we want to do. And importantly for me, that means heavy involvement in football because I love the game and I love the opportunities that football provides for people to, I think, just better themselves and bring something and put something into their local community. Okay, so I got into football at the extensively old age of 4 when I was living near my best mate at the time, who happened to have come from England. And he said, "Why don't you come and play football?" I'm sure he didn't say it like that, being 4 or 5 years of age. Anyway, I did. And the only team we had available was an under-8 team at the time. So there was a bunch of 5, 6, 7-year-olds playing in the under-8 team. And we made the finals and lost to an older team in the grand final. Anyway, I've been playing or coaching or doing something in relation to it ever since. I think in terms of administration, I think the way that you get into administration is your career ends, if you can call an amateur career a career, and you look to stay involved. Typically that starts in coaching, and then I think you see opportunities where you might be able to make things better, as I said earlier. And so for administration, I turned to being the junior chair at Western Molonglo for a few years, and I think played my role in trying to improve the black and whites, and now I've had this opportunity to get involved in the Premier League side of the house, and it's been a wild old journey for the first couple of years, as I expected it would have been. Well, depending on who you ask, that ranges from nothing, they do nothing at all, right through to they seem to do everything, and maybe the truth lies somewhere in between. So I think in terms of the president's role, the way I've tended to see it is, first of all, strategically. So how do we form the right relationships at all levels to make the club grow, get better and improve? So we've been looking at engagement with ACT government, Capital Football, other NPL clubs, and the list goes on. Right through to getting out and about and meeting people, whether they be players, coaches, parents, spectators, and finding out what they're getting out of the club and what it is that they would like to see at the club. And as a result of some of those conversations, there's been, I think, great initiatives this year with the canteen, with Danny Castro and his family. We now sell club beanies. So I think it's from those conversations with, dare I say it, stakeholders of the club, that we find out how we can move the club forward in really beneficial ways. Yeah, I thought this was in some ways the trickiest question. For me, I think the first goal is to set a platform for the club. I mean, we realistically are in year 1.5, year 2, and the first 2 to 3 years of any new venture, and having started 4 or 5 new ventures in the last 10 years, and this being yet another one, the first couple of years can be afflicted a little bit by some uncertainty, some chaos, and that's quite normal. So I think making sure that people can see that we are actually relatively stable financially, that they can see we're laying a platform for the future. And I think with excellent people around, like the people we've got on the committee, like Ray's the technical director, like the increase in excellent coaching staff we've got this year, that a lot of people are now seeing that there is quite a good future with the club. And I think that we'll see that as they select and elect to stay with the club, that will demonstrate that we've established a good platform, and we can now start to really strive for some of those, I guess, those goals that you sort of put in the stars. So how do we get a relationship with the A-League Wanderers? how do we provide opportunities for our players to maybe go on and be a Socceroo or a Matilda. And we've certainly got potentially candidates in our junior ranks that actually have those opportunities. So I think that for me is the goal, is establish a really good base and then as a club work together to try and achieve the goals that we agree and collaborate on.